Don't Cost a Thing, the 2003 remake of the 1987 teen comedy Can't Buy Me Love, failed to resonate with many critics and audiences because it didn't meaningfully update its outdated premise. The original film's core idea, a nerd pays a popular cheerleader to be his girlfriend to gain social status, felt like a product of its time. When reimagined nearly 2 decades later, the plot's foundation felt flimsy and cynical. Instead of offering a fresh take on high school social dynamics, the film relied on a stream of one-dimensional archetypes, from the stereotypical nerds to the swaggering cool kids, which made the story feel less like a modern commentary and more like a bland imitation. The film's most significant shortcoming was its failure to develop its characters and their central relationship. Protagonist Alvin Johnson, despite being presented as a sweet genius, quickly becomes an unlikable caricature once he gains popularity. His newfound arrogance is jarring and lacks a believable internal motivation. Similarly, the popular Paris Morgan is given little to do beyond being an object of desire and a catalyst for Alvin's transformation. The connection that ultimately develops between them feels rushed and unearned, built on a transactional agreement rather than genuine chemistry. This hollow emotional core prevents the audience from truly investing in their romance or caring about the film's supposed lesson. Furthermore, the plot is predictable and relies heavily on tired genre cliches. The journey from social outcast to king of the school, the betrayal of old friends for new ones, and the inevitable public humiliation are all elements seen in countless other teen movies. Love Don't Cost a Thing executes these tropes without any sense of originality or wit. The conflict, particularly when the truth of their deal is exposed, lacks real dramatic stakes. The resolution, which sees Paris forgive Alvin despite his poor treatment of her, feels unearned and undercuts any moral message the film was attempting to convey about authenticity and integrity. In the end, the film suffers from a tonal inconsistency and a muddled message. It positions itself as a light-hearted romantic comedy, but is filled with shallow characters and a morally questionable premise. While the original Can't Buy Me Love had a certain naive charm, the 2003 remake comes across as a more cynical and superficial production. Its attempts at modernizing the story with early 2000s slang and aesthetics often feel forced and cringeworthy, further dating the film. Ultimately, it failed to be a wiser or less cynical version of its source material, instead becoming a forgettable footnote in the teen film genre.